All right, so we are going to talk about Eve no Jikan or Time of Eve. Um, so I guess my first question would be, did you enjoy the Time of Eve Fahrenheit? Uh,
Um,
yeah.
I wouldn't I wouldn't say that I particularly enjoyed it. More like I put up with it. Uh, basically.
Would be
Yeah, I mean it's one of those shows where it's thinks it's deep, but really, I mean, the writer all the additional work the writer really did was they read Asimov's Laws of Robotics, and then they thought, oh well, this it will be like so like it will be so smart if I sort of shoehorn this into this this particular series that I'm working on or something. I don't know. It was the show was fine, I guess, but it fell into a lot of traps that I'll talk about later.
So, did you watch the quote unquote ONA series, or did you watch the movie?
I watched this. I watched the 6 episodes series.
Yeah, so that's the ONA series, which stands for Original Net Anime. I haven't heard that much other than when it comes to this series. So basically, it aired originally on Yahoo Japan because it's still a thing, and
Wow.
yeah, so it's I guess it's sort of like a Crunchyroll original, I would say. And you can kind of see it with the budget and the length as well. I mean, it's pretty short, isn't it?
It
Um,
is, yeah, it is pretty short.
how
Which
long?
which is
Yeah.
which is a good thing in a sense. The story that is told isn't very sophisticated or anything. It's quite simple. Um, it's a really it's a it's a very standard sort of anti-bigotry um moral tale, right? I mean, it's nothing particularly special, and underneath this sort of thin android veil, come on.
Yeah, yeah, it's nothing special. So I watched the movie version this time. So the first time I watched the TV series version. So I can't remember how long were the episodes on average.
They were like 20 to 30 minutes. That was like the time range.
Yeah, so I guess one of the things which some of the other reviewers I saw talked about when it came to this series, but I didn't really notice it until it was mentioned to me, was that all the backgrounds are 3D CGI. Did you notice that?
Mm, yeah, yeah, I definitely yeah. I was going to joke about that. How how the characters basically spend their entire lives in like 3 different pre-rendered CG environments, and it's like they can't escape, But yeah, I mean, I definitely noticed because they show it off all the time. I mean, it's like all these stabbing shots is like, oh wow, wow, look at our 3D renders, or our like three good 3D renders that we made, and then a few sort of half-assed renders we also made for transitioning scenes. But yeah, I mean, it's yeah, it wasn't that bad like using 3D, but I mean, I could definitely tell. Also, do you know do you know what some program they used to make these renders? Because I imagine uh, that that could be very useful information.
For
Or
us,
something. I'm
I
not gonna.
see. I see. I see. I'll have a look to see if anything comes up. Um, because I haven't. Maybe the Japanese wiki article might say something if I Google translate it. And there's also an NHK World episode. I guess around 15 to 20 minute video about Time of Eve. So NHK, by the way, is basically the Japanese BBC, essentially.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
thought it was. I thought it was Nippon Hikikomori Tokai or something.
yes, yes. Um, right. No, I mean the animation here, I don't think isn't that much better than that. Let me check. I think the movie came out in 2010. But the series, yeah, it was from 2008, and it definitely shows. I thought. Another thing which I did notice about the camera work is that I don't know, for some reason it's I guess because it's they have got 3D backgrounds and they can afford to do it. Like sometimes they will do stuff like shake the camera or whatever, or like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't. I found it a bit annoying, but not that.
It,
Yeah,
it was like it's I remember uh, like the making of Paprika, right? And believe it or not, it was Satoshi Kon who he said that like if a technique is new to you, like you shouldn't just use it because it's new. Like you should actually like sort of gain a mastery over it, but before you decide to use it. And I do think he was correct, and you can kind of see it in this instance. But obviously, they sort of had like these new toys, but like they weren't quite really able to make best use of it. I mean, you can have a shaky camera, right? Yeah, because you have more freedom and it's less work because your backgrounds are 3D. But I mean, there's a time and place. Like I don't have to have a shaky camera if like some like 3-year-old girl is walking up to me. I mean, it's just sort of annoying. But yeah,
Hmm. So I think the most popular thing which this director did by himself as a director, or whatever, is Patama Inverted. If you have heard of it.
I
Um,
I am haven't
no.
no.
Yeah. So that's probably the most popular thing which he made. He was the creator, director, and writer for that thing. As for the most popular thing that he worked on, in any position, I guess that would be Eva 2.0. You cannot advance. I think he worked. Yeah, here it says that he worked as a designer. Um, yeah. Have I seen anything else by him? I think. Yeah, I think I watched. There's another short 9 minute anime. I guess you could call it, but it's like if you thought that the animation here is cheap, it's even cheaper in that one.
I,
Um,
I didn't think the characters were looked cheap. I thought the animation for the characters was great. I don't know. It's just it's even like, well, I don't know. Even the 3D backgrounds looked good, but you could like again, there was this sort of disconnect between how the characters were and how the characters looked, and the backgrounds. I mean, it felt very strange, and very noticeable as well.
so back in 2002, he released a short called Aquatic Language. And I guess the reason that it's sort of relevant to this is that it's set in the same setting which is the cafe, the Time of Eve cafe. And yeah, but the characters are not the same or anything like that. Like for example, the bartender, uh, like the twist, I guess, in that one is that the bartender turns out to be like yeah, an android or robot or whatever. Okay, let's see. I guess we could either talk a little bit about could talk about yeah, I was thinking maybe we could go through that. I didn't have enough time to go through it myself, so maybe we could go through that short NHK World video, given that you are at home, so I can share the screen with you.
I tell you what, we can try and talk about the plot a bit first, and then we can
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
while I finish this cup of tea, and then
Right.
and then I'll turn my computer on, and then we can.
Oh, so
have a look at
you're on your phone
NHK.
now. I see.
I am, yeah, well, because I like to walk around and look into things while I talk to you.
I see.
So,
I see. Okay, so the story. So I guess it starts with sort of a title card or whatever. Or at least in the movie. I think it's a bit different in the TV series, but it doesn't really matter because there are some scenes which are there in the movie, and a few scenes, but are not in the series, and a few scenes which are not in the series, no, or rather which are in the series but are not in the movie. And the movie, like, it does kind of feel like, or at least the first time I watched it, it did feel a lot like this is 6 episodes grafted together. I don't think that there was an opening song or a closing song, if I remember correctly. Was there?
there was kind of it wasn't like lyrics. It was more like vocalizations. Yeah, I mean the opening cards like every time burns out my retinas because it's just like white, and you get blasted with that. I don't know. That's my criticism.
So the setting is quote unquote not Japan.
Well, I thought it was probably Japan, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
but all the
It might
characters
not
have,
be.
I don't know, all the characters have Japanese names, so it's probably not just
Everyone's speaking Japan, unless in the future Japan do something really awful to Korea. I don't. Yeah, I mean it's probably Japan.
Yeah. So you have androids, and you have the robots. Okay. So that's basically it. So, the protagonist, what's his name? Rikuo
Yeah,
Sakisaka, which I believe.
yeah.
Yeah. I think he's.
Sukisaka, yeah. Go
Yeah.
on.
I believe he's voiced by the same guy who voiced Lelouch. Yeah. Lin Sao.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, so he's protagonist Kun, and I guess he has a thing, he has a thing for robots. Yeah, and yeah, he has an android called Sammy. Yeah, I'm basically showing the characters on screens so people who watch the video can see them. But yeah, she's
Yeah.
basically basically looks like an office lady, I guess.
Yeah. She like wears a suit, I think, in the house, or I think I don't know. Yeah, and she's the family android, and she takes care of Ritsuko and his sister. I'm gonna call him Ritsuko from now on because that's easy to say.
Dan Riku or Saki, Jesus, Saki Saka. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, Ritsuko has friend is oh my god, these names, Jesus Christ.
Um,
Masa Masakazu,
Masaki.
Mizaki.
There you go.
But I think everyone calls him Kazu in the show or something. I think I think even they like can't be asked to say all those oh god
Characters, I don't know.
anyway,
Yeah.
it's completely there's a name, syllables, there we go, yeah, all the syllables, right. Yeah, I mean, I assume you're looking at the the Eve no Jiken wiki right now, because that's what I'm using, because I like literally forgot what everyone's called, because everyone has like regular like a Japan names, and are not like stupid names like a Lelouch.
I guess there's Sammy, which is not a Japanese name. Um, yeah. So I guess the difference between the best friend and protagonist Kon is that the best friend, he's more suspicious about robots. Anyway,
Yeah,
the protagonist goes through the logs of Sammy, like basically her GPS logs or whatever, where she has been. And I put that scene as the background for this video because a lot of the promotional art I saw had it as well. Like with Sammy with her, I guess, abdomen or part open and connected to with a cable to Rikuo's or Ritsuko's flip phone. Yeah, you don't see flip phones in anime anymore. But he still did it
no.
back in 2008. Um,
Oh, the I never owned a flip phone because I'm I'm too young for even that, right. But I did own like a fake like spy flip phone. It was like a toy, and it made like sound effects. It was pretty cool. When I was like 6.
yeah,
Um, but my like spy flip phone looked a lot like his phone in this show, which was kind of funny. There's
yeah. So,
there's
so, so, so in the future, in North Japan, they use flip phones.
yeah, which honestly, that's like, I don't know, that that's probably like easily the most based part of the show. Everyone's everyone's put away the smartphone, and everyone's gone back to using flip phones because, of course, flip phones are the superior product. Anyway, yeah. So Ritsuko's friend's father, or a Kazu's father, um, it's just like, I think I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but it doesn't really matter. His father works for the
Ethics
health.
ethics
Oh
committee, I
yeah,
think.
yeah, the ethics. Yeah, the ethics committee. And oh my god, my allergies are being set off by something. Anyway, so his father is in the ethics committee, and but also Kazu was traumatized during his childhood because his house robot stopped speaking to him, which is why like Kazu is kind of suspicious of androids, and he's more aware of the gap between humans and androids. Um, I would argue that actually the ethics, like, ultimately the ethics committee are the good guys in this show, and it's actually it's actually Nagi. Is that the woman who
The
runs the
bartender, yeah,
cafe?
yeah. I
Yeah, yeah.
guess, yeah.
She's the node of degeneracy and societal deterioration, and the ethics committee is basically um, just people sort of waking up to the fact that um, humans face a genuine um, existential crisis when it comes to these androids who can basically do everything better than us and even feel emotion. There's basically no reason for humans to exist, and the ethics committee know this, and it's the ethics committee that who, who are the only people holding back the robot uprising, basically, and the extermination of all humans. But
Yeah,
that's just my take.
yeah, I guess the difference between like I or at least that's what a lot of the reviewers said anyways, that like in a lot of first stories like this, like obviously you would have the robots wanting to take over, or something, um but you don't really see that here. I mean, it's like they're kind of implying that, oh well, they're still following, it looks like they have emotions, but but really they're just following the laws of robotics or whatever, but obviously they do have emotions, so yeah. So
Yeah, and they can also exhibit like free will, and they can turn off their like rings and things. And, it's this show kind of, like it kind of tries to have its cake and eat it because it's sort of it wa- it wants to tell a generic sort of anti bigotry story, right? But this doesn't really work with robots because robots aren't people, right? And it's like you sort of have to ask the question where if it's a one thing to sort of to you know I don't know say like a race like a particular race of people are the problem, right? Um, because there's like legitimate arguments one way or another. But when it's or maybe a or maybe you're arguing you know both genders are equal in your show, or maybe you're arguing for I don't know homosexual rights or something in your show, and you can absolutely use this format to do so, right? This the format of the format of this show has been used again and again and again across like many films, many shows, and I'll describe why later, probably. But with robots, I mean, it really it's a very straightforward sort of problem where you have all of humanity this time, right, against something that is not human, uh, and you you were at some point you kind of have to think, well, if it's all of humanity and all of robots, like we probably shouldn't let robots sort of interfere with human life in this way, right? And robots probably shouldn't get equal footing to us because this means you know a crisis for our species, right? But I mean, it's like it's also pretty dark, right? Because you can like I can absolutely see sort of you know um the bleeding heart types actually screw over not their race or their country or something, but literally the entire human race in order to virtue signal about the robots are just like us or something, and that's kind of what I was thinking when I was watching this show, how basically what is sort of a soft genocide or a dramatic deterioration in for humanity is basically just sort of painted over because I don't know, the robots also have feelings, or this robot here looks cute, you know. Uh,
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I can't say that it comes off neutral. Obviously, yeah, it does take it does take the side of the robots. Who are not. I mean, they're not portrayed as in, like, I don't know, Terminator or whatever, like monsters or something.
no. Of course not. This is vital for this trick to work, right?
I guess the Matrix kind of goes, like, if you have seen the Animatrix, it kind of goes both ways. Like, I think it starts off that the robots kind of look like humans, but then as, I don't know, the robot and human war happens, they start to look more and more like insects. Yeah, whatever. That's another show. So the robots here have they have halos as well, um, which they can turn off when they go to. Like, it's never explained how or why the robots are able to find the Time of Eve cafe. Like when at the end, Kazu asks, accuses Nagi of making his house robot come to the Time of Eve to change his mind or whatever, or to get him to tell his story or something. Um, uh, sh- like she doesn't say anything. I think some of the other characters say no, it wasn't Nagi who called the robot to the Time of Eve. Like, I don't think it's explained how, like, for example, how Sammy was able to find out that place. We only know. Yeah, I mean, we only know that she did find it somehow or other. Um, Anyway, what else is there to say? I guess. So the ethics committee doesn't really do much. I guess they do try to, like, enforce the law or something at the end by trying to send androids to to find places
Yeah,
which break android law or something.
yeah. We've tried everything. We sent one agent, and now and now we're just gonna mark Time of Eve as as sort of a on hold case, and we're probably never going to come back to this cafe again. I mean, this this this,
There's
this, this is
also
the caliber of villain.
Yeah, there's also another faction, I think, which, like, it's kind of hinted at, but it's like they never go into any detail. I don't know if that scene is there in the TV series. I can't remember, but in the movie, like, at the start, they show that what's his name? Let me see. Like, one of the minor characters, Sotoro, is an android or maybe a human. I don't know. They don't really. The guy in black. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
who is reading a book called Eve Code or something. um, Yeah, well, in the movie at least it's revealed that he's working for an old woman scientist, whom at the start of the movie they show that they know that and they have traced where the where the Time of Eve cafe is, but like all of that is hinted, and I think that there's a little bit more of that in the movie than in the TV series. Um, like uh, like they show the guy who supposedly created the androids at the end of the movie, and like he's half android, half human, I guess. Or maybe you could say he has robot prosthetics or something, and I guess he can't speak properly. He's kind of disabled, and he's shown to be with Nagi. Um, and there's also a newspaper article. The scientist lady shows talks with Sotaro about the case with a little girl 10 years ago who is obviously Nagi, but yeah, the article is all blurred, and even if it wasn't blurred, it's in Japanese. So we don't really know. Some kind of accident happened 10 years ago or something. But like all of that is just hinted, and the movie ends with saying, with the girl, with Nagi saying to the creator of the robots something oh, let me tell you a story about a boy. So basically the protagonist, and then I think there's a title card of saying like, oh, there are many other stories which happen in the cafe, but obviously we'll never get to see them. um yeah, what else is there? I guess when it comes to the protagonist, he's more positive towards androids, but he also has, I guess, a problem with them because I guess he used to be good. I don't know. It's kind of implied that he was kind of a child prodigy or something at playing the piano or whatever. Hello, are you still there, Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was just listening. Yeah. So Ritsuko is good at piano, but he stopped, right, because it turns out Rina kind of learn from him, and she actually gets very good at piano herself, right? But and Ritsuko is for like is sort of gets angry because a robot can just come along and in like a few weeks can kind of learn a craft that he had to spend years on. But he does get over this in the end, or sort of nearing the end, where there's this scene where he ends up playing the piano, sort of in the same room as her for the for all the cafe people. Yeah, and that sort of is that's as deep as his
yeah,
his
yeah.
dislike for Android go.
Yeah. I mean,
It's nothing really It's nothing really compared to Kuza, but even Kuza is his spirit is broken in the end, and he also submits to the robot takeover.
yeah. I mean, Ritsuko's resolution is like, fuck it. I still like playing the piano. That's it.
Yep,
um,
yep, yep.
so,
Uh,
so I guess, like during the first episode, after when they set up the story, I guess like what they kind of want the I guess the audience and the main characters to do is to figure out who is a robot and who is human. But like at the cafe, but other than Nagi and the little girl Chie. Aren't they all robots? I guess we don't know whether Sotoro is a robot. I guess.
No, we don't. Yeah, they're all robots, or androids. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it's I kind of, I kind of thought they would do a bit more with with this premise. I mean, it wouldn't have been like particularly difficult to sort of have maybe extended relationship between a like two humans or like two androids, and you kind of do get this, but the two humans think they're actually both androids, but really they're both humans.
No, it's the other
And
it's the other way around. It's the other way around,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, 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 yeah. It's too it's too it yeah, yeah, because in the show it's two androids who think the other android is actually a human. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it's
so
sort of
yeah,
episodic, I
somehow
guess. Yeah.
even though the lady's leg starts glitching out like a mid conversation, obviously the excuse me, obviously the other android is completely
He he
oblivious.
does look pretty dull. Yeah. Um.
Yeah. But even that guy, he has a relationship with like a human, and he's trying to learn more. Um, he's trying to figure out how to please his a human. And so yeah, because he's in this sort of this unnatural relationship with this human,
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
and
Yeah.
that's a that that could have been explored more, and maybe that could have been interesting, but like I don't think that's obviously not what this series wanted to go for.
Yeah. They just wanted to go more for look at all these people who come to the cafe sort of thing. And there's obviously
Yeah.
not enough episodes to go in detail about any of the characters.
No.
Yeah.
I just don't think they didn't really want to look that way. I mean, it's fun to mention it, but any sort of actual engagement in with robotics and its consequences is sort of ultimately going to lead to sort of a logical deduction where actually it's kind of bad, like it's actually awful, like it's just an awful idea to um, incorporate robots into life in this way.
I think
Obviously that wasn't.
yeah, I think that the biggest problem is that so the robots have emotions and free will, but like it seems like their motivations are still somehow um, determined by the laws of robotics. Like they still want to serve their masters. Like it just feels weird that something which has emotions would be like, oh yeah, I should be, like it would be okay with basically serving another being like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, my mind also went to Seth's his Dakimacha review, where he's reviewing a body pillow to begin with, but then that video sort of spirals out, and then he ends up talking about like sex robots, and when like sex robots end up like asking for rights and things, and this series just kind of like reminded me of that, because yeah, like these are androids are like absolutely going to be like abused and things,
Yeah, exactly.
and then
Like
and
like
and they're also probably going to end up asking for rights as well.
Yeah, exactly, because it's kind of weird, and it's also kind of weird that like none of the masters are shown to be like total assholes who basically, yeah, want to, I don't know, like toast the robots or something. You know, yeah. Yeah, it's like everything is like a misunderstanding, or it can be sorted out, or by talking it out, like or something. You just need to
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
you, you just need to talk it out or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the thing that really made me laugh in this series is that a Kazu who's really the main protagonist. Sorry, the main antagonist. Um, the only reason why he has the issues he does with androids is because of a childhood trauma. It's this old trope is being dug up again. I mean, how many villains over how many shows have had this same sort of complex where the only reason they're villains or the only reason why they have a problem with something is because they experienced something as a child, right? I mean, it's it's such a kind of like lame
yeah. I mean, I guess that, like
reason.
they're trying to kind of imply, like most people are fundamentally good or something, so there must be a reason or whatever for them to be
Mm,
something. I don't know. Um,
mm, mm. Yeah,
I
like all I see is once again the natural instincts of humanity uh, are getting bulldozed by by someone's narrative, pretty much. Wherein we can sort of uh, um, ignore all the negativity, and we can like and we could basically just put up all criticism to the liner. What is it? It's who hurt you, right? Any sort of criticism you would get is basically who
I
hurts
mean,
you, right? And
to be fair,
that's what the series is.
at least when it comes to Kazu's father, he's genuinely just an asshole. He doesn't have like or at least they don't give like him a backstory of I don't know. He's just an asshole. Like yeah, he's just a bad guy. They don't tell you that he's bad because like he had some trauma or something. That's- right.
That's true. I mean,
But
but I
is that
mean,
a good thing
come
though?
on.
Is that a good thing though? Yeah. Yeah, but because it's not. It's yeah. Like you need to like have the villain have like a genuine reason other than just being an asshole, or like because of something that happened in the past or whatever. Um. Anyhow, like I think yeah. Let's have a look at the making of video if you're ready for that. No.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hang on. Let me just put my uh, nonsense away and first. Oh god. I should really mute myself before I snort into my microphone. I'm sorry. Oh god. Yeah, I mean I've been having all sorts of issues, but I don't think anyone's going to care about my allergies. Oh, hold on. Let me do. I'll be with you in a few seconds. I'll just drop out for a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. So let's see. Uh, yeah, we haven't. I guess we haven't really explained the series, but the video that we are going to watch is going to explain the series anyway. maybe yeah, that's why I wanted to watch it at the start, because it sort of explained the plot and the story better than I could. Um, and yeah, but never mind that. So I mean, yeah, yeah. So that's why I thought we should have watched it at the start. Um, what else is there to see? Oh yeah, there's a manga adaptation, and also a light novel. The manga adaptation, I've seen the first um, 2 or 3 chapters. I think only 5 chapters have been translated out of 3 volumes. But it's basically telling the same. The manga is basically telling the same story as the TV series. So I don't know. I don't know if it's worth reading. Um, there's a light novel called Time of Eve, another act. Um, and that might be worth looking at. That was actually translated into English, but unfortunately, it's out of print. So yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere online. And it does cover, and I believe it does cover the same story as the TV series and the movie. But I believe it has some more stuff in it. Let me see. Um, yeah, let me see. Let me have a look at the Goodreads page. I believe it did say that there was more stuff in it. The reviews on Goodreads are positive, but I don't know. Maybe that doesn't really mean anything. Yeah. As for the things, yeah. Are you back, Fahrenheit? No. Yeah. As for the things, Fahrenheit was talking about a while ago. I think maybe the anime takes kind of the view that like androids exist, they are inevitable. Yeah. So yeah. So given that that it's inevitable, then like the question is, what do you do then? Yeah. Like, do you go at war with them, or do you make peace with them, or something? I guess. But I don't know. I also kind of feel like maybe it is not totally implausible that the robots would be all right with serving the humans, because yeah. Are you back?
Hello. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I mean, I guess my counter to that is that if androids are inevitable, then something after a android would also be inevitable, right? I mean, it's probably best to do something about the android question, before further developments are made, right? I mean, yeah, it's kind of like I mean, yeah, this idea that things are inevitable is a kind of false, like, nothing, like, the industrial revolution, for example, was absolutely not inevitable, like, because for hundreds of years, it sort of said that Rome was on the verge of this, but they they just didn't do anything about it because of the character of their civilization, right? And the industrial revolution only really happens due to sort of North European ascendancy, and and the character of the British, it wasn't exactly inevitable. I mean, it's kind of like saying, I don't know, we have computers today because that was inevitable. Well, no, not really. Like lots of very specific circumstances came together, and a lot of very direct human decisions happened for computers to come about.
I guess
And
I
Android is sorry, yeah,
I guess
you go.
it's
Sorry.
more like okay, maybe it was inevitable before it happened in Britain, but after it happened in Britain and it spread to Europe, it was basically kind of unstoppable, wasn't it? And so you either embraced that or you basically got steamrolled by whoever had was more industrialized, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I also wanted to say that like maybe it's not totally implausible that the robots, even though they have emotions, that they would still be okay with serving humans because at the end of the day they are not humans. So maybe there's no reason to assume that just because they have emotions that they would want the same things that we want, right? Um,
Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. This is sort of gets in the realms of like of very very sort of abstract or detached theorizing, right?
yeah, because robots don't exist. So.
Yeah, right. All you could really say is that a Android would sort of be a extension of the screen, right? It would be a way of the non-real or the simulacra, just finding another sort of physical way of it being, and naturally that would be bad for humans, right? Yeah, it's already bad enough, like having sort of this sort of non-reality around us anyway. But like having like fake humans, I mean, like that's like I don't think there's sort of a situation where that would be positive.
Yeah, okay, so let's see. Yeah, encoding overloaded, consider turning down video settings or using a fast encoding preset. Okay, well, I don't know what to do about that. Let's hope that it'll work. So, especially given that I'm going to share the screen as well. Yeah, maybe it's better if I just share. Okay. So try joining the stream and see if you can see the video.
Yeah, I'm yeah, it's good. It's good to go.
Yeah, it's taking a while to load though. Yeah, let's try hitting the play button. So it's another one of those making of documentaries. I wonder who we got the idea from.
Anime Supernova showcases the brightest stars exploding onto Japan's animation scene.
Oh, there he is.
Today, we'll be meeting Yasuhiro
I like
Yoshida.
his cardigan.
His science fiction stories set in the not-so-distant future have captivated fans around the world. Yoshida has worked on many of Japan's most iconic animation properties, including Evangelion. And now, Patlabor, as director of the animated short Mobile Police Patlabor Reboot. If you can't tell already, Yoshida is a big fan of science fiction.
最初に物心ついた時にその両親に買い与えられたというか本が海外の SF 小説
Is on full display in time.
You can hear the audio, right?
I can't, but
You can't?
I kind of.
So, yeah, there's a voice over as well. Okay. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah.
It should be like a Discord setting, right?
Okay.
Actually, how about I load this video up in YouTube, and then we both press play at the same time, and then we don't worry about like streaming over
I see.
Discord.
So basically, you want us to watch the whole video in one go? Okay.
Well, I mean, somebody could shout pause if they wanted to pause,
All
and
right.
then we can just do that. We could do it the old-fashioned way.
Maybe let me try just sharing the whole thing. That might do the trick. Sharing the whole screen.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, then let's do what you said.
Of Eve, an anime series that
Can you hear the audio?
humans and robots interacting with each other as equals.
Hang on. No, I can't.
Okay, then let's do what you said.
Okay, yeah. I need to reconnect on a different device. Hang on. I'll drop out for like a second, and then
Yeah, I'll post the link in yeah, the link is there in the recording channel. I think that's the last thing I posted over there. Yeah, doubt it, but let's check the stream.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Okay, I've got the video.
All right, so let's start playing it. In 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Anime Supernova showcases the brightest stars exploding onto Japan's animation scene. Today, we'll be meeting Yasuhiro Yoshiura. His science fiction stories set in the not-so-distant future have captivated...
Hopefully there will be
fans around the
something
world.
worth.
Yoshida has worked on many of Japan's most iconic animation properties, including Evangelion. And now, Patlabor.
Evangelion 2.0 was my favorite.
If you can't tell already, Yoshida is a big fan of science fiction.
Yeah, I listened to the audio of this first, so I thought that maybe he had worked on the original Evangelion because I was just listening to the audio. Yeah.
Yoshida's creativity is on full display in Time of Eve, an anime series that depicts humans and robots interacting with each other as equals.
Hey, I get it.
By the way, did the anime get any chuckles from you at any moment?
No.
Yeah.
I know they really tried. But I thought I did actually understand Japanese humor, but this anime made me realize that I actually I really don't understand Japanese humor.
Are you really gonna keep on sulking? Just get over it.
And then he slaps her.
It isn't normal.
The story takes place in the near future, at a time when androids have just been approved for public use. Although they look no different than humans, the androids are treated as little more than tools designed. Customers have to follow one rule. No
Yeah, it's a
discriminating
tin
between
can
humans
safe
and
space.
robots. This frees the robot customers to act humanly in ways they would not be allowed outside.
Now, this girl is mentally retarded because she literally thinks she's a cat, but
Yeah.
you can't say anything.
As it turns out, Masakazu's complex feelings about robots are rooted in a traumatic event that he experienced as a child.
Wow, imagine my shock.
There wasn't much build up to it, or was there?
No, not really. It was just sort of thrown at you at the end.
Dad. He has gone to family court. He is expected to return home shortly.
But Mom, she didn't do anything wrong.
That is true. May I ask a favor of you?
Yeah.
Let us not tell your father about this conversation.
But why?
He would be hurt. You would not want this, correct? So then, please grant me this favor.
Alright.
Yeah, but nothing nothing about his childhood made any sense. Like why on earth would his father even have an android in the home if he didn't want them to like talk? I don't know.
Or maybe he only became anti-android after this.
Hmm.
Tex? Hello? Tex? Hey, Tex? Tex?
Ah,
Tex?
I think the sub is probably better this time.
it is. What it's interesting because in his dub, his android is like his mother, but in the sub, his android was like voiced by a guy. I don't know.
ちょっと追いついてきて、突拍子もないことを描いてるようでも、あ、こういう未来本当にありそうって誰もが想像できるような時代になったと思うんですよ。今の時間もやっぱそこを
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't feel like Time of Eve was that crazy.
No, I thought it was like kind of grounded. I don't know.
Sci-fi writer Isaac Asimov. Let's first take a look at these camera-like effects.
Okay.
Oh, 3D.
Thank you for asking my name.
See how the scene
Let's
rotates?
slow down this
So that we
cheap
can
3D
zoom into
CG.
Virtual camera?
My name is...
No, I'm joking. I'm being too mean.
Here's that same virtual camera, this time zooming out dynamically. Yoshiuda was able to create these camera-like effects thanks to his 3D computer-generated backgrounds.
Yes, and the software was called.
3D
Yeah,
backgrounds allow you to
I think-
move freely
yeah.
around a scene, as if shooting it with an actual camera.
I'll have a look at that later on, maybe. Maybe if I post.
It's
Yeah.
top secret.
Cinematic style to depict
Ah.
his character's inner drama and relationships.
会話劇ですから、掘るとしたら画面の切り取り方じゃないですか。そのキャラクターの感情を表すようなショットっていうのはやっぱりあって、それで見てる人の感情を揺さぶるというか。
Now, let's take a look at how Yoshiuda applies Asimovian themes in Time of Eve. Asimov is best remembered for the 3 laws of robotics that he
Have you read
introduced in
anything
his
about
short
Asimov?
story collection, I, Robot.
Yeah.
Laws set out a list of principles that robots need to abide by so
Yeah,
they can
he's,
properly serve humans without
he's a
causing complications.
Fine writer. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know.
According to the book,
Like Asimov
the 3 laws
has sort of always
robotics
been there. Like
are, 1, a
he's
robot
like
must
he's
not
always
injure
been
a human
referenced to.
being, or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. 2, a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings.
Isn't it kind of like a trope about how the laws are useless at this point?
3, a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws.
もしロボットが何か変なことをしたりしたとしたら、それは設計した人間やそれを命令した人間がどこかおかしいっていう考え方なんですね。僕はその子供の頃それを読んですごくそれが腑に落ちたというか。
In Time of Eve, all robots are designed based on these 3 laws. In fact, the android characters have digital halos that, in addition to differentiating them from humans,
Oh god, her voice is really
also display
something,
the
eh?
3 laws. Time of Eve explores the possibility of human-robot coexistence. Yoshiuda wanted to convey a specific message through this anime.
ロボットに対してどう接すればいいかわからないって戸惑いがあって、それゆえに変なすれ違いとか誤解が発生するんだけども、でもそれでも悩んで理解し合っていく過程っていうのが凝縮されているのがイムの時間って中で起こるエピソードだなと思っています。
Now, sit back and enjoy a pivotal scene from Yasuhiro Yoshiuda's Time of Eve.
Yeah, this is like probably the best scene in A Time of Eve, but I mean,
Tex?
it's not like the whole show is this. I mean, like there was some thought put into this scene, and the rest of the show is not as good as this. So yeah.
Ah, I see what's going on. You drag a robot here, then lure its owner through all kinds of cheap melodrama. And for what? To sell some coffee? Or just for laughs? Either way, it worked on Rikuo, so why not me, right? Maybe I'm a sucker too.
But Nagi didn't make your robot come here.
You want me to open up that badly? Fine, then listen. It helped raise me.
Oh, look, the camera turned.
Best friend. Then one day it stopped talking. I was just a kid. I thought it was my family. So I felt hurt. I felt betrayed. That's it. Nothing special.
It was my childhood trauma.
But Masaki, there must be a reason for it.
Yes, there has to be. Your robot is clearly still functional otherwise.
I know the reason. After
I gotta be honest. The lady in the pink dress really helped me through this show.
He must have wanted to drive us apart.
Where are you looking at?
Orders from parents take priority.
Nothing. It's fine.
Man, you are very perceptive.
No, it's just that's what Kazu asks the protagonist, right?
I cried and begged for it to forgive me. If it's ordered, a robot can even ignore a crying kid for years on end. Because these things don't really care about us.
Did the robots technically break the laws of robotics at any time? I don't think so. I mean,
no, I don't think so. I mean, I don't really care either. Like, I'm not gonna watch out for those things.
I am now going to break the rules of this cafe.
Are they going to show the whole scene?
You are in violation of
Yes, they are.
Code 9, Article 8. According to my data, from sources which I may
Well, amazing behind the scenes.
Android operating without its ring displayed is violating robotics law.
You see, the NFK doesn't collect a fee, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a bit more low budget than the BBC, I guess.
Can only break the second to avoid breaking the first. The first law is about harm, protecting humans from harm. A human here must be in danger, but I'm the only one here the tech knows for sure is human.
Yeah, they really are going to show the whole. Oh, now they're zooming in. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you can do that with. No, you can't really do that with 2D, right? You know. Maybe
no,
it's
really.
maybe it's.
You can, but like you have to have like decent artists.
I see.
It was like I know in
It looks like a fan.
Yeah, the Wind Rises. There was like a fair bit of zooming in and zooming out, and that was like in a 2D. But like the yeah, like zooming in like 2D is something that's like, you know, is avoided for obvious reasons, right? Because it means you have to change like everything in a scene.
Help me understand, please. Just speak to me.
Okay, is it finally over? No, I think I'm going to get a copyright strike for this at this point.
Oh my god.
Because
this is how NHK makes their money. It's it's a big conspiracy.
It must be.
Love you. I have a robot's erection. Oh.
Okay.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this did look a bit silly. because it doesn't look human, so it looks silly.
Yeah. Oh, zoom out.
You see, I don't really pay attention that much to animation, so I didn't really notice that it was 3D or whatever. Anyway, let's see.
Yeah.
It would have been better if it was just an interview with this guy rather than just showing us the fucking anime.
Yeah. The parts where he was interviewed, he was like talking shit. So I mean,
okay, that would have been funny at least.
Yeah, it would. Also, he does look very short in that like composition. Anyway, that's not. But that's not important. I just realised like half my recommended videos are like for Heroes of Might and Magic 3 because I've been playing that game like way too much. Anyway,
yeah, somehow this thing got a manga adaptation and a light novel as well. And the light novel, I believe, got translated into English as well and published into English in English as well. But I think it's out of print. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this stream is either going to disappear and then reappear at like 2 o'clock in the morning, as it usually does, or it's going to disappear and never turn up again because some like random copyright claim.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so it's only 6 episodes, so let's quickly talk about all of them, why not? So the first one, wait, let me see. Yeah, the problem is that you can't hear my audio, right? Because I could have just played this with that text-to-speech program that I use. But anyway, what happens in episode 1 is, yeah, so they find the activity log on Sammy. And yeah, they investigate it. Yeah, here they call them Rikuo and Masaki, whatever. Yeah. Well, apparently, I believe it's revealed in the movie, by the way, that there used to be another time of Eve, which was like in the countryside or something, but it had to, like another cafe, but then they had to shut it down. So they arrived at a cafe, yeah, and then they learned the cafe's rule. Did we say what the rule is? Well, the rule is not to discriminate between humans and androids. I don't know if that's literally what it said, but that's what it means.
Yeah. Another translation was like humans and androids are the same. So, but basically, what it means is that like you're not really allowed to ask people if they're an android, and you're also if you're an android, you're sort of encouraged to pose as human, right? So what it means is that you can't tell immediately if someone is a human or an android in the cafe.
So this, I think, so they ponder whether they should stay when Akiko, a customer of Time of Eve, introduces herself. I think that's the girl, right? I think, yeah, and she says that she wants to understand people's feelings, even if, yeah, but then or rather the feelings of the other side, but then it turns out she's an android or whatever. Did you guess that Akiko was an android before it was revealed, or no?
Who's that? Is she the bar
No,
lady?
no, it's not the bar lady. No, it's the one with the hat, the girl with the hat.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she basically disappears off. I mean, she's there, but she doesn't really do anything. Yeah, the whole point. Yeah, it's.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
like I've just distracted myself because I'm trying to see what software they used. But anyway, what about your text? Because it's weird. Very weird.
Okay.
Oh, this is for like Blender. Oh. Okay.
What are you looking at?
Nothing. It's fine. I'm just sort of seeing if I can find what software they used.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm also using Yahoo to do this. So.
Why would you use that? Let me check. Maybe. No, I doubt that the wiki would say that, even the Japanese wiki.
No, it's a top secret. It's industry. It's like insider industry information.
Yeah, well,
you can't like reveal.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the reviews were saying that like this was the first anime with all CG backgrounds or something. Okay, but to be honest, I don't know. Do you know any other anime which have all CG backgrounds? I can't think of it.
Yeah, like I think even the rebuilds, like the Evangelion rebuilds, have some painted backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like Ava 2.0 used a lot of 3D, and like even like 1.0. So I mean, I don't know. I can't really say. I mean, like probably. I mean, it's no prize to claim like we're like the first ones to use all 3D or something.
So in episode 2, they go back to the cafe, and they meet the retarded kid who steals the protagonist's glasses. And who do they meet? Yeah, so they meet Nagi. Yeah, they meet the old man, who is also an android. So he basically just laughs as an old man. He's not really an old man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, a whole lot of nothing also happens in his episodes.
I think they catch Sammy, and yeah, the door locks, and then haha, it's so funny that they can't open it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if I sort of got like this sort of like the interaction between the characters, or if I actually liked like how the characters interacted, I would have liked this series more. But I didn't really find the jokes funny or anything.
I guess the other joke which comes to mind is when Tets can't it can't climb back up the stairs to get out, along with
yeah, I mean, and there's lots of that sort of awkward situational humor,
yeah, like when the old robot, which is like falling to pieces, is going to drink coffee, and they have to slow him down by asking him all sorts of bullshit. and asking him about his name.
Yeah. Also there's no. I'll try to remember their names, but there's this scene where Ritsuko and Kazu are sort of where a Nagi sort of orders Ritsuko and Kazu to talk to the two androids.
Yeah, it's super awkward.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, you can have this awkward stuff in your show, but like I just didn't really find it like particularly interesting or funny. It's just it's just sort of filler, because really what this series is saying is very simple. I mean, and it's very simple. It's basically don't discriminate between humans and androids, and then that message is repeated over and over again for the whole show. Like any good pro robot propaganda is.
Yeah, I guess the director really wants his robot waifu or something. I think that there's not much else to say. For some, all the episode titles have the name of the character, a name of which is the episode is probably going to be about, and something of Eve. Like for example, the episode where we talked with the two lovers is called Koji and Rina, lovers of Eve.
Rina. Yeah. Honestly, I do understand. Wanting a Rina in my life. But anyway.
So basically, I guess you would say that best girl for you would be Rina, right?
Yeah. Would be the malfunctioning.
Okay. Yeah, I
robot.
Yeah, I think probably the most annoying character is probably Nagi, I would say.
Yes. I agree. She's like she's like these sort of needy goody two shoes sort of character who sort of like knows better,
I see. I guess I'll go when it comes to best girl, I'll go with Sammy then.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite surprising that this thing had so many awards. I don't know. Maybe it's normal, and I didn't know. I think it just got a lot of attention because it was just an early example of ONA or whatever, because it was and because of the 3D backgrounds, I guess.
Yeah.
There's nothing much else. Yeah.
No. I mean, it is show I only really wanted to talk about it because of its implications, right? And the fact that it sort of follows a very standard narrative for its for its type,
Yeah, I mean it does briefly mention that
interesting.
Yeah.
I've been recommended this stream at the end of the behind the scenes video we just watched, which is kind of funny.
Because you're on the stream, yeah.
I can watch myself. No, let's not do that.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, like it does kind of like sort of comment or like, oh, it's a problem that the birth rates are low or whatever, but I don't know. Yeah, and this isn't helping, but yeah, it just doesn't go anywhere. I guess I guess there are also those. What do you think of those propaganda films? I mean, the whole this whole thing is a propaganda film, but there are propaganda films within the propaganda film.
Yeah, exactly. Like the harshness of the propaganda is it's like embedded reverse psychology propaganda that they use. I mean, it was obviously like, you know, it's funny because like everything that was said in those sort of propaganda films was like literally true, but how it was presented was dystopian and hostile. So I mean,
So you don't. So you don't.
no, it was very clever. Yeah, it's not like real love if you fall in love with your androids, which is true, right? I mean, because like that's like it's a not like love between two humans. You just fall in love with like a waifu, basically. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the 2D crowds may disagree, but love for your waifu isn't real love like it is between like two humans. You know.
Yeah. I guess I did kind of feel like if there was such a group, it was plausible that it would make propaganda like that. I don't know. Maybe at least on TV, like yeah, because I don't know. Like, what do you think? Their propaganda would have realistically been like then?
I am honestly couldn't say. I guess I guess it depends like what angle they're going for, because like some government propaganda can be like that. Like what comes to mind is like anti-drug campaigns, or like I don't know, how to drive safely. You know, where in those reels you sort of get very harsh imagery. Like there's some incredibly brutal films about like road safety, where like old men get like hit by cars and they're sent flying and things. But I mean, like very sort of surreal imagery, like a tomato being sort of squeezed and sort of robotic components falling out of it. I like.
Yeah,
nothing like that would be shown. I think mainly because that's like too creative. You know, I think the propaganda
maybe
how it is already, where you have Great British Produce, or
yeah,
something.
yeah, good, yeah, like the one of the two lovers committing suicide, but one of them is a robot. Like, I don't know, like that's a bit too much. I don't think.
No. It'll be more like positive reinforcement. Like it will be sort of like a heterosexual couple with like a happy family, and the android would be like, I don't know, switched off somewhere, in like a closet, or maybe.
Yeah,
Or maybe androids just wouldn't be featured, and it would just be like a normal happy family, and that would be the sort of positive enforcement.
Yeah. Like it had sort of like evil future corporation ad sort of feel.
Yeah, it did. is, yeah.
I guess what else was there? I guess there were some news reports or whatever about Dorike or whatever. I think, which basically as his sister wound, that's basically what the protagonist becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, there is like real sort of stigma around around sort of swapping the real for the fake, right? I mean, which is what a dokure or whatever they call it is, in you know in its sort of purest essence.
Yeah, so talking about
which is a good thing.
Talking about swapping the real for the fake, apparently they sold original Eveland coffee blend for real. Yeah. Which is probably just normal coffee, but we just the name Eveland plastered on it.
Yeah.
So the film I believe they were okay. Let's see. No, the Kickstarter was not for the film, but for the Blu-ray release of the film. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean, like we could talk about like. Yeah, I mean it's. I guess it's an interesting premise, but it's just too short for them to do anything, or maybe they focused on the like they just wanted to say like make a low budget slice of life story with 3 different settings.
Yeah, it didn't really feel unfinished. I mean it said what it wanted to, and then it ended. I mean, I do have to give this small series credit for that. It didn't like drag on for like 20 odd episodes like a certain Fate series that we're not going to talk about here. It's it got in, it delivered the propaganda message, and then it got out again, and and there were actually good parts there, and it was all presented nicely. Yeah, at the same time, this show is like very very sort of average as well. Like I'm not like I wouldn't really want to give this show like a high score or something, because it didn't really go. It didn't really sort of I don't know, go like go above the baseline in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I mean, I saw too many reviewers try to make this out to be like a hidden gem or whatever, and they are the ones who found it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it is like a good feeling when like you accidentally find something good like on your own. But yeah, and I think that sort of I don't know, skewed my view of a Perfect Blue for a long time, because I accidentally found Perfect Blue online, and like after I saw it, it's like, oh wow, like I found something amazing, and I just have to think that maybe in Perfect Blue is good, but it's not as great as I thought it was, when I actually found it, So yeah, like
yeah.
there is that sort of feeling
yeah, I think I sort of got that feeling with Time of Eve as well, because I also just randomly found it. I think yeah, it's easier to like it like that than when somebody else pointed you to it, or you found it mentioned somewhere, somebody saying something about it.
Yeah. or maybe this is just our like our irrational desire to be like anti the current thing. Like we always have to sort of like go our own way,
Yeah,
or something.
yeah, it's basically like like some the kind of hipster who bases his entire personality about like by being just liking
by
unpopular
being
things.
different.
Yeah,
And yes, I'm a different and unique because I am
I
accidentally
like
found
yeah.
a popular Saoirse Conan film online or something. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, or maybe like I like this. I mean, to be honest, like I'm reminded of that video which Digibro made about those pictures on 4chan where like you're supposed to put the anime you like in a 9:3 grid, and like these are your like the best anime you like or whatever, and that's like your personality or something. Like it's a personality test or something. Depending on what you put there. And so anyway, Digibro said that he thought that he found it more.
what's his 3x3 grid then? It's it's a Pantheon stocking. It's
K-On!
it's a Pokemon. Yeah. It's a K-On! It's
Lucky Star maybe.
Yeah. PM always goes on about like a Log Horizon.
Yeah.
So
That
Log Horizon.
Yeah. Anyway, what he said was that like he didn't have anything against people who like put their Legend of the Galactic heroes and another bunch of like obviously good anime or whatever, but that like maybe on purpose, maybe it was on purpose to get a reaction, but some people like would have like one or two anime which you would not expect to be there, and according to him it's more interesting that way, because then you want to know like why is it that this guy likes something which is like he puts it in his top 10, but it's obviously not a top 10 anime, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been I think as you know, I've been playing with this idea of literally just pressing like a random button on like a big anime website and then just watching whatever the hell comes up.
I mean,
it could be awful and it probably will be bad, but what we watch is what we watch, and there's always a small chance that what we find is like accidentally good.
And I think that's probably more enjoyable than if you were to watch that same series, but somebody else told you to watch it, or maybe like you already knew that it was going to be trash.
Yeah, exactly. I think oh god, what's called trash quite often. I think my enjoyment of
honestly,
it's left my mind now.
Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to manga, I mean that's sort of what I still do. Like I used to do that with anime too. I think probably the reason why a lot of people enjoy watching.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, it was because everyone was saying how awful Fate Stay Night was, but when I watched Fate Stay Night, I was like, hey, like this is actually like pretty like comfy and good. Like I honestly don't see anything wrong, like apart from like the fact that you have to read like 2 wikis to understand what's actually going on. I mean, really, like Fate Stay Night is actually is actually pretty solid, and they're probably like one of the better Fate series.
Yeah. That's also good. Like that also feels good when like you hear like everybody say that something is shit, but then you watch it and it like you have a different opinion. Like I guess it it just feels good to have a different opinion.
Yeah. It feels good. Our hipster souls feel good. They're like nourished by that, by being like the contrarians.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Fate Stay Night, it's mostly that I kind of feel like it's mostly the people who watch the remakes or whatever. The ones with the pretty animation.
Yeah. All the UFO table shows. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they won't. I guess that they're kind of worried that if you go and watch the original Fate Stay Night first, well, the animation is not that good, so you're not going to want to watch the rest of it.
Yeah. When really the best Fate show is actually Carnival Phantasm.
Phantasm. Was there one like that?
Yeah. It's
I know the parody, Carnival Phantasm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is pretty good actually. I was very entertained by.
Did you watch
Carnival Phantasm? I did, yeah. I went to watch it because it looked fun. Lots of people on YouTube make edits from it, so I thought, why not?
Yeah.
It looks fun.
I do,
and it was.
Yeah, I do get recommended them from time to time. Clips from Carnival Phantasm. Yeah. I guess the funniest one, which I can remember, is that they're going to do a race, and
yeah.
And Saber gets I guess a huge version of that lion. How do you call it? It's not a teddy bear. You know what I mean.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, what you say, basically what you see in the series. Yeah, but you have to put money into it or something. You have to put coins.
Yeah, for it to actually work. Yeah, and sure takes out his college fund or something in order to bankroll. Saber's car, lion car. Yeah, it's great. Oh.
That's
yeah, and Assassin, he brings the entire Shinto temple with him on a truck, on the back of a truck. So it's technically he's not leaving the grounds of the temple.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. I believe that there's also a sequel as well, but
yeah, there is for what is it for Grand Order that I haven't watched yet because I haven't seen Grand Order yet, which I need to, but I don't. But there's 3 different Grand Order shows. I don't really know which one to watch first. As usual with Fate, the watch order is murky.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's based on the video game. I think the Grand Order ones. The gacha. Yeah, nobody talks about gacha anymore. It kind of died. Yeah. So soon I think people won't talk that much about VTubers anyway. as well.
Yeah, which is a I don't know. I don't
Oh,
really want to like hate on VTubers, but like I've always seen VTubers as kind of like a degen. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really care about streamers anyway. Even though I guess I am a streamer now. So yeah, there's something I didn't notice this section in the wiki. So let's read it out. I think so. It's character backstory. So throughout the film, indirect hints, visual hints are shown that describe the events preceding the main story. Most details are seen through Sammy's reverse chronological flashbacks and the final chronological credit montage. Sammy's reverse chronological flashbacks. Okay. Did you remember seeing any? I didn't. Although Sammy... No, you remember seeing?
I saw. Yeah, there was a flashback during the piano scene, right? Where like Sammy remembers how Aritzko used to play piano all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I found it a bit funny because when you said Itsuko, I see another Itsuko, but okay. Play piano. Yeah. So
how does Aritzko's theme go again? It's like I don't know. I can't do it. But funnily enough, Aritzko's theme is on piano. So I don't know. I don't know. Coincidence?
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Yes. Literally, yes.
He worked on Eva, so Eva, Eve, it's all connected.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So, although some information comes from brief displays of code seen throughout the film, okay, what follows is an unconfirmed summary of the backstory formed by piecing together these visual clues with the rest of the plot. Some people cared about this a lot more than we did. So, Shiotsuki created the initial Android AI CodeLife. Do they show Shiotsuki? The guy that I mentioned who has prosthetic fingers. No, they don't show him. Yeah. So over time, tensions between robots and humans increased. Human anti-robot organizations were formed, including the Ethics Committee. Shiotsuki's bionic arms, okay, so that's what they are, bionic arms, suggest... so, by the way, what's the difference between a robot and an android? Is there... Hello? Hello? Fahrenheit? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I tried to get some music working.
Music? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I completely missed everything you just said because I was pissing about with some audio.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess the guy who created the AI is called Shiotsuki, and tensions between robots and humans increased, and human anti-robot organizations like the Ethics Committee were formed. Shiotsuki's bionic arms suggest that he was injured at some point by one of these groups. Yeah, come to think of it, the Ethics Committee, it doesn't work for the government or something. It's just I guess an NGO, a non-governmental organization or something.
Yeah. It was said that they're not tied to the government and that they have very sort of limited budgets at some point, and it was mainly just sort of a group of independent.
Yeah, they spend it all on animation and making the fucking ads.
Yeah.
The
it's all spent on advertisement.
Yeah, spend it all on the tomato. Shiotsuki's yeah, I already read that. At some point, the ethics committee attacked Nagi and her robot in the mysterious Tokisaka incident, causing her severe injury, which includes the loss of her arms. Okay, so I mean, there wasn't any hint at all that her arms were fake, but whatever. Upon seeing what pain his robots indirectly caused her, Shiotsuki built her bionic limbs, seen in the final scene as subtle mechanical joints in her hand. Oh yeah, they do show that. That's kind like, I think they should have shown that a bit earlier rather than at the very end. Through the process of her rehabilitation, the two grew close. After Nagi fully recovered, she and Shiotsuki decided to do something about human-android relations. Seeing how deeply this issue has affected each of them, Shiotsuki created a cafe sign which broadcasts the 1138 override protocol. This protocol has high priority than the suppressive portion of the CodeLife AI and allows androids to act more freely, including removal of their halos. It also attracts androids to the cafe sign. I don't know, like, how can it attract the androids to the cafe sign, like, before they have seen the fucking cafe sign or whatever? It also attracts androids to the cafe sign. Are you enjoying the time of year? Okay. The protocol is spread from robot to robot, so it's like a virus. Okay.
Yep.
So
you can ignore me. That's good. That's good. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Go on. I can't hear anything. Nothing. I still can't hear anything. Oh. Was that a guitar sound? Oh.
Okay, yeah, it's shit. All right. I thought I could try something, but obviously I can't. All right.
Yeah.
What? So like the androids have got like a virus, and that's why they're attracted to the cafe.
Yes. So yes.
Okay.
So basically, when one robot must have seen the sign, and then from that it spread. Okay. Shiotsuki and Nagi set up different cafes in the countryside as safe spaces to allow robots and humans to come together and socialize. Oh yeah, as I said, there was a cafe in the countryside as well. However, the cafes were shut down and their patrons destroyed by anti-robot mobs, but forcing them to try again at a different location. In response to these failures, Shiotsuki created the Code Eve AI in an attempt to allow androids to better express their suppressed emotions and feelings. He argued with Ashimori. I think Ashimori is that old woman scientist, and future head of the Pro Robot Android Promotion Committee. Okay, so there's a Pro Robot committee as well, which I don't know. I can't remember hearing anything about them.
No, I didn't see them.
She wouldn't allow the line between machine and human to be blurred any further, causing Shiotsuki to leave the APC. I think it's basically the man in black which you see, as well as the scientist woman, which I talked about, who talks with the man in black.
Yeah.
His parting gift was the first prototype Code Eve android, Sammy. Okay, so that's the connection. So that's why Sammy was able to see some shit in the past. During the flashback, Dr. Ashimori is forced to destroy Sammy, but regrets it. The APC repairs Sammy, and Dr. Ashimori secretly allows her to live in an APC member's Rikuo's father's house. So Rikuo is Ritsuko. So that explains why Sammy, who had memories about Nagi or whatever, why she was in Ritsuko's place. Nagi and Shiotsuki moved to the city and set up the current time of Eve. Current APC activity is observational only. Seitaro, the man in the suit at the cafe, reports back to Dr. Ashimori. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah. Some of the reviewers were complaining about stuff not being explained or whatever. I think that this basically explains it, and like, I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with the explanation which they've given. Even if it's not in the series itself, it's not the main point. Okay, rating.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
No. Rating. Yeah. I give this a 6.
Yeah. I'll also give this a 6.5. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. And with that said, I don't think there's anything else left to say about the Time of Eve. Do you want to talk about any of the incidents? I mean, I think the basically watch the series. It's probably shorter than this stream, so just.
I doubt that. But yeah, I mean, maybe if this stream goes on for 3 hours, if we can stretch this stream to 3 hours, and yeah, like probably this stream is definitely longer.
How long is this stream now, anyway?
When did we start?
1:40 something, right? So about an hour.
So yeah,
about
we've only gone for like an hour.
Yeah. And Time of Eve is how many minutes? 106 minutes. So it's a bit longer, I guess. I guess at least one good thing is that it definitely didn't feel like, at least to me, it didn't feel long. Like I just watched it in one go without any issues.
No, it didn't. It didn't feel long at all. It kind of just it just passed by after a few minutes. Yeah, basically. And I watched the series, not the film. So I imagine the film would have been even more. It was shorter. So yeah. Yeah, it was fine. There you go. That's my review. There you go. It was fine. 6 out of 10.
All right, let's end the stream then.
Go watch. I don't know. Go watch. Something else.
I guess. In terms of recommendations, does anything come to mind which is similar?
Yeah, but I mean,
I guess
there isn't really anything quite like like the kind of is like the basic like story structure. I mean, this like it sort of parallels a lot like even Batman. Yeah, even like Batman Returns. With the fact that the Penguin was only bad because of childhood trauma, but so there you go. So a Time of Eve is a lot like Batman, a lot like the Spielberg Batman, like Batman. No, I don't think it was Spielberg. Anyway, yeah, go and watch Batman Returns if you like Time of Eve. That's my recommendation.